A possible NFL legend wearing black and gold, a promising young talent gaining momentum behind the scenes, and a surprising decision that could completely shift the direction of the Steelers' season? Yep, things are heating up in Pittsburgh, and the latest reports show the team is split between bold bets and completely unexpected choices. While a familiar name is back on the radar, a standout from the college scene is starting to get serious attention within the franchise. But what's really behind these moves? Stick around to find out why this offseason could be more surprising than it looks. Smash that like button and let's dive in. Alright, let's talk Pittsburgh and their ongoing quarterback saga that's been buzzing all offseason. It all kicked off with those juicy rumors about Aaron Rodgers possibly heading to Steel City. Yeah, that Aaron Rodgers future Hall of Famer, 41 years old, and still throwing lasers. But whether he puts on the black and gold or not, let's be real. He's not the long-term answer. The dude's got maybe a year or two left in the tank. The Steelers need to start thinking about life after Rodgers or life without him altogether, and that's where the 2025 NFL Draft comes into play. Now, nobody's hyping up this year's quarterback class as legendary. It's more meh than wow. But that hasn't stopped Pittsburgh from doing its homework. They're deep into scouting mode, hunting for a young QB who can grow into the franchise face once the Rodgers chapter, if it even starts, ends. And there's one name that's starting to get circled in red: Will Howard. NFL analyst Derek Klassen made it loud and clear in The Athletic. If the Steelers are smart, they'll stop window shopping and lock in on Howard. According to Klassen, Howard's skill set is tailor-made for Arthur Smith's offense, which is all about pounding the rock and setting up the pass-off play action. Howard isn't the guy you want slinging it 45 times a game, but that's not a problem in Smith's run-heavy system. What he does bring is size, a rocket arm, and just enough athleticism to keep defenses guessing. Klassen put it best: with Howard at the helm, Smith could crack open the full playbook. Howard's stock is rising after leading Ohio State to a dominant national title run in 2024. He looked the part, confident, clutch, and composed with the physical tools to back it up. But there's still some hesitation in the air. Was he that good, or did he just benefit from playing with a stacked roster in Columbus? That's the million-dollar question. Klassen thinks the Steelers' scheme could help mask Howard's flaws, mainly his accuracy and processing speed, while highlighting his strengths. And in a thin QB class, he might be the best blend of upside and fit. If he's still on the board come round 3, Pittsburgh could snag themselves a potential franchise guy at a serious bargain. Could be a future star, or just another what if. But in this draft class, that gamble might be worth it. So, Steelers fans, do you think the team should take a shot on this rising name? Drop your take in the comments, because if this is already controversial, just wait until you hear what the team is thinking about doing at the most important position on the roster. It looks like the Steelers are about to do something that'll have a big chunk of the fan base pulling their hair out. They might just not do anything flashy at quarterback, while the rest of the NFL is sitting around waiting to see what Aaron Rodgers decides, and let's be honest, this saga is turning into a soap opera. Pittsburgh's sitting tight, seemingly okay with the idea of rolling into the season with Mason Rudolph as their starter. Yep, that Rudolph. The same guy who shined late in 2023 and became a temporary hero by locking in a playoff spot with 3 straight wins. But also the same guy who flopped in 2024 with the Titans, throwing 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in 8 games. According to Adam Schefter, the ultimate insider, the Steelers are cool with it. He dropped the bomb on Get Up. They're comfortable with Rudolph, and Rodgers' indecision isn't going to make Pittsburgh panic and trade up in the draft. In fact, it's more likely they trade down from pick 21 to try to recover the capital they gave up in the DK Metcalf trade. Yep, not only are they unlikely to trade up for a top 3 quarterback, but they might actually move down to gather more draft assets. And in a year where the QB class is kind of underwhelming, that might make sense, depending on how you look at it. But let's be honest, it's not the kind of move that excites fans who are dreaming of Shedder Sanders or Jackson Dart running the show. Pittsburgh remains the true wild card of this first round. They could go after a defensive lineman, add another offensive playmaker, or even grab a quarterback later on. But the truth is, at least for now, Plan A seems to be sticking with Rudolph and seeing what happens, which, let's be real, is a massive gamble. especially with a new offense under Arthur Smith and sky-high expectations. The good news? There's still plenty of time before the draft. The bad? Fans might need to get used to an offseason way less explosive than they imagined. If there's one thing that drives Steelers fans crazy, it's watching the front office stall when it comes to fixing the most obvious issue on the team. Sitting around hoping for a miracle or doubling down on failed bets isn't going to take this franchise anywhere. The window is open, but if they keep playing it too safe, it might slam shut before they even realize it. Subscribe to the channel to keep up with every step of this saga and stay in the loop with everything going on with your favorite team.